Hey, what's up? How you doing? It's Dan McDonald. Just getting started here. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, who cares about what time it is? Because this is YouTube time. Is you never know anyone around the world and stuff. But I wanted to check in really quick and say hello. I get a lot of questions about how I live, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I've got planned. Maybe a little. I don't know. Let me just roll here. But anyways, I woke up at 6 and I meditate, and then this morning I did some yoga, excellent yoga, and let's see, I slammed a bottle of water, of course, in between that time, checked a few texts coming in on the phone, just took a really nice hot bath, and then a cold shower, and that just expands and warms everything up, and then the cold contracts and shoves all the blood back into the vital organs, cools off the head. So I'll soak in the really hot bath for maybe 10 minutes while reading a book, something really cool, and then I'll take a nice cold shower for like a minute or two to really just, and then you're just awake. That's like the ultimate coffee. And so it's coming up on 9 a.m. and it's a beautiful day here. I'm still in Oakland for some reason. I don't know, something's going on. I always listen to my own inner stuff, and it's just telling me to chill right here. Something's going to go on. I've got something brewing in the back of my unconscious mind. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll keep you posted. Anyways, let's see, what are we doing? I've been not doing too much with the any types of recipes or anything, because I've been really eating real simple. There's no real, how can I make a recipe video? Because literally about 50 to 60% of my diet overall in volume has been just watermelon and lemon, and that makes a big difference. But it also breaks up a lot of mucus, so I've been breaking up a lot of mucus all over my body. And then the whole thing about me being too skinny is something that I've dealt with for a long time, and then I'll overeat on all the types of foods that are more fatty and heavy, and it does put on a little bit of weight, but it creates a sluggishness within my consciousness. And I hate to make these promises, but I will talk to everyone about how to gain weight, and it's a very little understood subject. I will give you a hint though, and then I'll go into it in a video soon, and that is that your body has to be totally clean in order for you to gain weight properly. What happens is, here, eat this, you're too skinny, eat this, eat this, eat this, eat this, but what you've got is a 98-pound person whose liver and gallbladder are plugged up, kidneys are backed up with uric acid and starchy complex carbohydrates like cooked grains and heavy processed grains especially, which just clog up the microfilters of the kidneys, which are very small, tiny little tubes that the water tries to filter the kidneys through, or the kidneys try to filter all of the blood and the lymph. And when you've got too much grains and processed foods, your kidneys get clogged up, your liver gets clogged up, and your doctor's thinking on some kind of mathematical equation, eat more, you'll gain more. But it's not like that, because they don't understand utilization and absorption. Most people absorbing and utilizing it no more than half capacity. It's a vitality issue. It's an issue of people eat every day, year in and year out, and never take a break. When you take a break from eating, you give the organs a break and a rest, and then they're, especially when you go like 14 days on water or longer. Not everyone can do that, but once a year or twice a year to take 7 to 10 days and take a rest from food and let your organs rest. People will think, well, how am I going to gain weight with that? Yes, fasting actually helps you gain weight, because you're not absorbing anything and you're just eating expensive poop. You're eating and you're pooping it all out, and just very small amounts of it gets utilized because of the wrong foods that clog up the gallbladder, and then it never gets neutralized, the acids from the stomach, and it never creates an alkaline environment so that everything's absorbed. I wasn't going to go into this, but the bile should be more informative and much more, because then now there's going to be more questions than not, because if I don't go into it fully, there's more questions than not, because I try to create a context. So my point is, now I guess I'm into this. The gallbladder shoots bile to help to neutralize the acidity of the stomach. So I'm just going to simplify the weight loss thing here real quick and do a better video later on. But I want to give you a heads up, and that's that just because you eat a bunch of calories, it doesn't mean you're absorbing it and utilizing it. So you got to clean out to build up. What's happening is, here honey, you're so skinny, I'm really worried about you. Eat this beef and this pork and this avocados and bread and cheese and get those calories in you, but then it's just worse and worse and worse and clogged up. Why are you getting so skinny and sicker and more stuffed? And that's how they've been doing it for hundreds of years, at least in the medical world. You've got a disease, you need more protein. Guess what? The disease that you have is caused because you have too much undigested dead animal flesh rotting in your body, clogging up every vital organ and gland. If you want to eat 4 ounces of meat a couple times a week with a huge salad, that's cool, you know, I have nothing against that. But you eat meat every day, you're going to be in trouble real soon, you know what I mean? And then you're going to need alcohol, because alcohol is the antidote for too much meat. But then that's acid too, so you go acid, 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 or you can go the Dan McDonald Life Regenerator, alkalize, 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 soften, renew, regenerate, alkalize, get the fluids flushing, and get the organs and glands in a state of high utilization, and that's how you're going to end up gaining weight, is by having high absorption, by taking a break from food 1 day a week or something and just drinking juice. Giving everything a rest. Hell, make it even better, make it water. And to become a true master, you'll go 2 days a week without food. And anybody can do it, you know. I mean, you just feel a little bit less energy that day. You know, I mean, I understand Durian Rider's context, but then there's the Dan McDonald context of like longevity that's less and more healing than it is athleticism. And so if you pull out your food and you get depressed, that's just because you're depressed. It's not because you didn't eat enough carbs that day. If you're depressed, you're depressed. You can not eat and be very happy and at peace, but it depends on the context and how you're viewing it. What matters to you in life? Is that you have energy every day, or that you're in a state of gratitude and clarity that while you work on internal issues? Sometimes when you pull the food out, you've got nothing to do but sit there and look at yourself. So it all depends on the matter of context. I'm more in the lines of healing, saving lives, and also the spirituality, awareness being the key to everything. All your diseases and all your underweight and all your overweight and all your diseases and issues and headaches and diabetes and constipation and you know, diseases of the uterine fibroids and everything. It's all like a clogging up of the body, but the clogging up is the clogging up of the unresolved, unviewed, unlooked at emotional issues. So it's really like, it's like always, like I say, the food thing is a smokescreen to get you to realize you better pay attention. You better wake up and you better look at yourself. Otherwise, it's always going to be some unconscious slobby, blobby, clumpy, dumpy obstruction to the flow of your own best self, because you're not, I don't want to look at that. Oh, I don't want to look at that. You spend your lifetime, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at the person who raped me. You know, you don't want to look at that. You want to keep it stuffed away. Well, then guess what? Now you're having all kinds of, you know, feminine issues because you're just not looking at that. You know, and then, but if you look at it and you go, okay, who knows? And you get a context. You know, this is a very touchy little example, so I don't really want to go into it, because you'd have to understand, again, the full context of what I'm trying to say is that you've got to find a way to turn your crap into something good. So if something like that ever happened to you and you just want to hide away from it with drugs or food or avoid it, you might want to look at why something like that might happen. And these answers are huge. These things go big. You could consider karma. I mean, I'm talking about things from a very high vantage point where I roll. I roll in a vantage point of infinite eternal. Like if something comes up and, I don't know, I lose a finger or something in some kind of car accident, I mean, I'm going to look at that and go, I must have, for some reason this happened. And I created it on one level or another in some eternal sense. I'm looking at, but people get all touchy when you go there, and I don't want to hear people's unresolved stuff. You know, blaming me, the starving kids and stuff, it's all our fault or whatever. No, souls come to this planet to starve to death because they starved somebody else to death in another lifetime. If you're not into that kind of thing, Jesus never spoke of karma because people weren't even that evolved at that time. They were still working on, you know, they were still working on just the basic stuff. Don't be a jerk, was basically what Jesus was trying to say. Now, we've evolved beyond that. We're kind of getting into that place where being kind and respectful is getting to be a little bit more of the norm. So now we're being able to go on into more advanced subjects like karma, you know. In other words, so if your diseases and your discomforts, they're all there for you to teach you something. So if you pay attention, I can't tell you all these years of experience that I've had, you know, looking at all these things and examining all these things. So I have this huge broad context and understanding, and that's why I get to be a fairly happy human being, because I take responsibility and I keep working at these things. It gives me fulfillment. But if something doesn't go my way, I don't blame the world. You know, I mean, I had some bad karma back in the day, but it's gotten better and better because of the choices that you make in this life. You can really make some moves on your karma if you really want to, and you pray about it and you get in there and get her done. You can be cool to people, help people, and you can start burning up some old karma, boy, and you'll be just good. You'll be, you know, you'll start having abundance financially. Your health will start to improve. You'll start to have like really synchronistic, awesome stuff to where you're like, you can just think something and it just comes right to you. I'm kind of rolling there right now. It's sort of miraculous. I don't get into the details of my life the way I used to, even though I'm full. You know, just the drama, the rumors they spread, and nobody really knows what's up, you know, with how I roll. You'd be like, for real? You think D-Dog's a player? But then you'd be like, you don't even ever do it, ever? I'm like, no, I don't ever do it. I don't want to do it. And I'm free from that for right now. Because it's a head trip for me, and I'd rather just, to tell you the truth, if all the males only knew what I knew, there'd be a million life regenerators running around, saving their strength and regenerating their brain and their nervous system and all their vital organs and every tissue in their body with their own vital bodily fluids. But, you know, that's the little secret, and a lot of people don't have that much control. But once you realize how much happiness that celibacy can add to your experience, you know, and so far for the year of my intention, the New Year's resolution, I've been 100% legit, and it feels good, man. That's the way I like to roll, clean, pure, like a little angel on earth. And so there's your answer to the question, how many girlfriends do I have? And so I might even read. That was funny, because isn't it funny? I'm ranting now again, talking about your health, but it's all very interesting to me because I'm just sitting here watching it happen. But it's funny how when I put up a video with a title that says, you know, get your health back and be radiantly beautiful and be perfect. Here's how to be perfect. And I get like 2,000 or 3,000 views. When I put up a video that says, how many girlfriends do I have? I get 10,000 views in 2 days. So isn't that funny? I just thought, I knew that that would happen. And I know that that would happen, and I don't play that game very often. Otherwise it'd be Dan picks a hairy zit off his butt, and I'd get like 30,000 views like Durian Rider does from the hugest zit in the world. But I don't really want to do zit videos and that type of thing. I'm more interested in just building more of a professional career. I'm evolving automatically, spontaneously. It's just happening. It's very epic. I'm a very satisfied person at this time. I wake up in the morning just jacked to the hilt with every kind of love buzz in my body and my brain and my heart. And it comes and goes. I mean, I don't walk on water. I've had some rough days, all this mucus just pouring out because after the fast I ate a bunch of nuts and avocados and overate trying to put on weight. And that was a mistake, and I won't make that mistake again. I don't care if I'm skinny, I want to feel good, so I'm going to eat the low-fat, high-fruit, high-mineral green juice diet. And I'm going to roll like a PIMP, baby. And I'm going to feel good about myself because I want to feel good inside my body. So I'm working at the level of the soul. I'm trying to work on the awareness, and I'm sitting longer for meditation. I'm trying to spend more time in silence. But you'll see, and once you start trying to go more silent and quiet the mind, how loud that sucker really is. It just goes on and on. It's like a chatterbox, a chatty Cathy. It's like it's planning and plotting, and it's so funny. It's the human mind. You gotta love it. But you don't take it seriously. Chatty Cathy up there trying to get your attention, and then you can, for periods with focus, you can really bring in a lot of space and bring in that peace. That's what I like to do. Space and peace. So we talked about a little bit of everything today. Dan McDonald, Life Regenerator, my way of saying hello. And thank you very much for being here to watch this video. I hope that you learned something. Very, very random today. More videos on gaining weight. Might even be a DVD about that, maybe. I'm not sure if that'd be a huge seller. I try to do the business thing. The weight gain would be, you know, is really more like maybe 5 to 10% of the population, really. But healthy weight, you know what I mean? If you want to have like healthy to strong quality tissue, I don't want to be big. I don't want to be big, Life Regenerator. I just want to be healthy, energetic, tone. I'm like 30-something years old, and I'm like have the body of an 18-year-old, you know, so it's pretty legit. My face has been through a war zone with all the stress over the years, but I'm going to even see if there's something I can do about that. I'm accepting my face. I feel like the raw Marlboro man, you know, like there's other guys that definitely look way better than me, way younger, didn't go through, you know, the war-torn, battle-scarred, you know, face that I have from hella years of just sleepless nights. I mean, I stayed awake for, here's another little tidbit for you. One time I remember staying awake for a month, not sleeping, from the Hitler military drug, which he used to keep his soldiers awake. He thought they'd fight better, but really what happens is after a few days you start to go insane. I did stay up for a month once, and I don't recommend ever doing that ever again. And those were back in the days when I was hardcore, you know, like freakazoid. But I'm cool now, and it goes to show you, who cares about the past, man? Who cares about what you did? You know, you can change your life around and do good things, and you had to go through that, because there's no human being I can't have compassion for. I mean, there's nobody that did worse than me. There's no single human being out there that's done worse than the things I've done. So why we do those things or whatever, man, you know, but we pay for them in the long term. It's better to get off of it and just to go with this road of righteousness. But you got to come around to it in your own time. That's why I don't tell anybody. I don't get religious up here. People are so funny. Oh, another new age. Dan, you're such an idiot. Didn't you know that Jesus did this and Jesus did that? And the 0.21 nanograms of Jesus' blood was on the cross, and then you have to do 14 backflips and turn around 3 times and read the Bible from back to front, and then you got to pray this certain words, and they get into the content of religion. And I'm just like, I love God? Ooh, that's not right. You know, that's all my religion is. I love God, period. I don't know anything else. I'm not into the content of religion. So people get so funny and they give me these 47 comments of dissertation on how wrong I am about my new age. Excuse me, but this is ancient eternal religion, which is just be love now, because you already are that. How much religion do you need to be what you are? That's what enlightenment is the realization that you are what you are. Wait a minute. So that's the highest level of religion. Or spirituality is realizing that I am. Even that is redundant. See what I'm saying? Then you go to the I. And then you find that even that has somewhat of a dualistic nature to it. And then you just go, peace be with you. Thank you.